July 5. You know, when a franchise gets to the 5th installment, it's a problem. When I wake up, I pull my phone and quickly check the time, realizing that it's still super early. Oh, man. 3 a.m. Try setting my phone down, turning around, and going back to sleep, but it refuses to come. Try as much as I want, my body refuses to be willed back to sleep. Not that I blame it. I've spent so much of my time in bed lately. Guess my body is just as sick of it as I am. Yet I slept so soundly yesterday. As soon as I remember that, my face grows hot in an instant. Oh man, that is not good for my heart. Getting to share the katatsu with June felt really nice. Maybe I could sleep better if I had some more of that. Maybe I'm like this because I slept that much yesterday. Either way, by the time I notice it, I've already reached for my phone. If I can't make myself go back to sleep, then I'll at least look for something to distract me. Anything is better than being left alone with my thoughts. They either depress me or leave me so embarrassed that I want to scream. That is discourageable behavior at 3 a.m. If it's a coin flip either way, then I'll refuse to do it. I don't want to deal with either of those possibilities. So I'm running away to my phone. TikTok time! Probably not the most productive thing I can do, but I'd rather shut off my mind and look at random crap than constantly think about how everything sucks right now. Oh, well, most things suck right now. Innuendo. Now I'm doing it again. I'm thinking about the thing I don't want to think about because it makes my face hot. I hate this. I can't get his face out of my mind. Quick! I have to find something distracting. Maybe a dumb video I can watch or something. While I do my best to stay distracted, I fail to notice the sun coming up until it's already too late. Or too early. Hey, John, are you up? It's time to get up. I'm gonna prep the bath. Crap! I'm coming. Pretty sure I'm gonna regret this. Hey, an hour later.
Are you two all set? Your ride will be arriving soon.
Yeah, we're good. Right, Nichan?
We really need a cab. I'm fine to walk. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Besides, you can barely walk up and down the stairs at your school without help as it is. Imagine if you were already tired from walking all the way to school. I'm fine. Yesterday was an adjustment, but by the time I have to leave school, I could already handle it way better. If you say so. Besides, who the hell told you that in the first place? Sayani. Of course, because Saya sucks! And you're not that much better, you smirking bastard! Figure, stupid nosy rat.
Sweetie, you're grumbling.
You're turning into a grumpy old man. Yeah, bad me included. I didn't mean... Hey, don't look at me like that. It was just a joke. You're supposed to laugh like, ha 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 ha, like that.
Maybe we skip on those kinds of jokes for now, sweetie.
Just because they make you uncomfortable doesn't mean I'm not allowed to cope with my fucking injury that I have and you guys can't. Ha 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 ha, motherfuckers. Maybe if you guys actually help me with my shit instead of just making me feel bad about it. Assholes. Jeesh, tough crowd.
I think I hear the car outside, so why don't you two get going?
Is your street that fucking slow of traffic that you can hear one fucking car go by, and you're just like, oh, that has to be the one that I ordered. Also, your giant ass window, that wasn't the clue. All right. See you later, Mom.
I'll see you two later as well. I love you both.
Love you too. Bye. Bye. I quickly adjust my bag over my shoulder and walk ahead of Aki, trying to make my way outside as quickly as I can. Mostly to avoid keeping the driver waiting. Lord knows how expensive taxis can be. Try to pretend like I don't notice Aki shadowing me as if we were just waiting to catch me when I inevitably fall. At the very least, since Aki is also being taken to his school in the same car, I can tell myself that this is good for his safety. If I don't think about it being something done solely because of me, it gets just a tiny bit easier to swallow. A few minutes later, just like yesterday, I got out of the car to the side of Shuichi and Saya, hovering right outside the school's gates, waiting for me. I pretended not to be bothered by the constant hovering while Shuichi helped me up the stairs, continuing to make small talk along the way. It was only when the two insisted on walking me to my seat in class that I put my foot down and told them to head on to their own classrooms. Partly because I didn't want the constant help, and partly because I felt like I needed a second to compose myself. Spent a good 2 minutes standing just outside the door after they left, psyching myself up to go in, and attracting a little more attention than I would have liked in the process, before I finally found the courage to open the door and head inside. Only to realize that the person I was expecting to see hadn't arrived yet. I don't know what bothered me more, how disappointing it was to go through all that only to find that June hadn't arrived yet, or realizing just how relieved I am because of it. When I close my eyes, I can still remember yesterday. I can still remember how warm June was while we cuddled together under the kotatsu. I can still remember how soft and fluffy his fur was. I can still remember the feeling of his breath against the underside of my chin. More importantly, I feel even more embarrassed now remembering it than I was actually living through it yesterday. I really need to sit down right now, and not to close my eyes again for as long as possible. Among all those things I'd been pretending not to notice or not to care about today, I also add my classmates' stares and whispers to the list. Few of them, mostly the ones I talk to the most, get up and once they see me sit down and try talking to me. Asking how I'm doing, offering help, making small talk. God, I hate the small talk. Smile politely through it all, thanking them for the concern while hoping they'll get the hint soon. Thankfully, most of them do, and soon I can go back to just tuning out the noise while keeping myself busy. Yep, gotta keep myself busy. Just go through my notes. Copied most of the notes my classmates let me borrow from when I was in the hospital. Yep, just gotta keep going through the notes. It's good to review stuff when I can. Take time to copy what's left to do since I already got here 15 minutes before class and everything. Cool, this is good. I'll tell you, stay on top of my studies. Shuichi always says that to me. He's probably right to say it, even if it's a pain in the ass to hear it for the 11th billionth time. Yep, just stood. Good morning. Oh my god! Voice calls out from behind me while I'm focusing on my notes, causing me to scream and bang my knee. Oh! Bang my knee on the other side of the table, in the process making me scream even louder. When I look back, chest hurting from the sudden surprise and barely able to catch my breath, I see a tiger with his tail standing fully at attention behind him, staring at me bug-eyed and heaving even more than I am. June? You scared me! I scared you? You don't sneak up on a person like that! I didn't sneak up on you, I just walked up to you and tried to say hi! He looks away, hugging his arms close to his body while his tail lashes behind him. I let my eyes follow his gaze. I finally noticed that the noise of my classmates chatting that I'd tuned out this whole time had completely stopped. Of course people would stare at me if I suddenly screamed like that. Sorry. I got scared. Quick apology, hoping everyone will get back to their prior conversations and stop staring at us. This hurts. I'm not just talking about my knee. That's not a good way to start the day. Sorry. I was so keyed up about talking to him for the first time today. I tried so hard distracting myself that I didn't get all in my head and end up acting awkward or weird or anything. I'm pretty sure this is worse. Much, much worse. I could have given my boyfriend a heart attack. It's not a fun realization to have. Are you okay? Huh? Yeah, of course I'm okay. You just scared me. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Why wouldn't I be? No reason. Jun sets his bag on his desk, sighing loudly and taking a deep breath. When I'm about to ask him again if he's okay, he quickly opens up into a smile, looking right at me. Good morning. That's what I was trying to say before you screamed, by the way. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Sorry again about that. It's alright. Just like that, Jun is back to his regular, energetic self. I don't know whether to be impressed or suspicious. But then again, I really shouldn't keep putting everything he does under a microscope. That's not fair to either one of us. I'll just hope that he's being honest with me from now on. Why am I so wishy-washy about everything? Are you okay? You're zoning out again. That's twice in a couple of minutes. Sorry. I was just thinking about some stuff. Right. Real big problem, that stuff. Wouldn't want to be caught unprepared when it comes to your stuff. Real, very big deal. Please don't snark me. It's way too early in the morning for snark. It's never too early for snark. Man, getting used to your actual personality is gonna take a while. Sorry. I can stop if you really want me to. It's fine. Just give me a bit of time. So, this is what you're actually like, huh? I think so. You think so? Jun takes a deep, slow breath, leaning forward on his chair and looking me in the eye. He stays silent for a few seconds as if he was searching for something before finally responding in a hushed tone. I've been pretending for a while. It's hard to know where the mask ends and where I begin. For what it's worth, I am speaking my mind. Or at least I'm not keeping my jokes to myself as much. Does that count? I think so? Now you're just repeating what I said. True, but in my defense, I have no idea what else to say. It counts for something, at least. I did mean what I said, you know? I don't want to lie to you. It's only a matter of figuring out what is actual truth and what is just a bad joke that I shouldn't say out loud. Is that all you've been keeping to yourself this whole time? Bad jokes and that's it? Well, there's that and the whole acting cute thing. Right. Once again, I really am sorry. I really want this to work. Stop apologizing so much. Okay. This feels pretty normal. Granted, I'm still getting used to Jun 2.0 here, but maybe I was freaked out over nothing? Although I really do think I need to ask and make sure I didn't hallucinate the last 2 days. Just to be clear, when you say you really want this to work, Jun looks around, leaning forward once again and whispering to me, us! Together! Right! Figured. Oh boy, why is my face getting so hot all of a sudden? What else was I expecting him to say? I already knew the answer here. Fuck, don't get all dopey and smiley like some kind of dope. Rutherford, son, no fair. Are you laughing at me? No, I'm not. I swear I'm not. Crap, I need to cover my face. I don't want people to see me like this. No fair. Jun lays his forehead down on his desk, covering his face up with his arms. I won't lie, I get the temptation. I want to bury my face as well, but that would be like admitting defeat. I think. I really don't know what I'm doing here. Did you sleep well? Huh? Yeah, I slept okay. Good. Dots and more dots. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Anyone, please send help. Weren't you writing some stuff down before I interrupted you? Oh, god, right. Yes, yeah, I was. I take the out that June has given me and quickly try distracting myself from this awkward feeling by getting back to my notes. However, my pace was really slow. Keep sneaking glances at the tiger sitting on the desk next to mine, trying to piece together what he's thinking from the look on his face. June would usually be talking to some of our classmates whenever he and I aren't talking to each other, but now he seems to just be twiddling his thumbs while looking straight down at his desk. Ah, this is torture! I can't think of something to say! I know we can't quite talk about it openly with so many people around, but come on! I need to talk about this! He also didn't talk about the Shuichi thing. Ha 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 ha, you forgot about it and he didn't bring it up, so kabam! It was dropped! So his plan worked. I need to talk about this. I'm afraid I'll go crazy if I don't talk about this. This isn't the elephant in the room. This is a whole damn parade. Why does this have to feel so much more awkward the day after? I went to sleep feeling so good about everything. Rutherford-san. Yeah? Looking so happy. Before June has even finished calling out my name, I'm already looking right at him, hoping to whatever gods are up in the sky that he has something to say that'll help break the awkward atmosphere over us. He stopped writing. Hours have passed. By the time the bell rings to signal the start of lunch break, I'm lost in my thoughts, a million miles away from our lesson. It isn't until some of our classmates start getting up and out of their seats that I even notice that something has happened. Oh, man, I didn't catch any of that. I turned to June, who, whoa, God, look at that look on his face. Jesus. Is that a new expression? Jesus, this looks new for some reason. I turned to June, laughing awkwardly and joking about my lack of attention, only to find the tiger flicking through his notebook with a frown. What's up with that? Sorry. Is that a hurricane reference? I don't know. Why y'all scrunchy? He's scrunkly. What is it? He's scrunkly? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of some of my notes, but I can't understand what I wrote. Oh. Your penmanship could use some work. You haven't even looked at the notes in question. You could at least pretend that you're surprised before you see them. Sorry, but I've seen enough of them when I tutored you before. Your penmanship is pretty bad. Still, this is a first. Never seen you care about your notes like this before. I do want to pass, after all. I can't have people dragging me just so that I can get a bare minimum passing grade. Fair point. Do you need help? Didn't you hear what I just said? The point is to not need help. And yet, here we are. Can I take a quick look at Ayako-san's notes real quick so I can make sense of this part? Yeah, sure, take your time. Thanks. This really is a first. I usually would have to basically force June to sit down and study. I did notice yesterday that he seemed to be focusing on class a little more. I even caught him making notes way more than usual, though I didn't think too much about it at the time. Is there a chance that this isn't just a fluke? Is this real? Is this life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Did I get hit by a car and then wake up in a parallel universe that is only slightly different from my own? Am I currently living in the world's lamest sky? You fucking... You're dark! You're a dork! Oh, I see what it was supposed to say now. June quickly scribbles something down in his notebook. Some kind of chicken scratch addendum on the margins of the page to clarify what he wrote. I don't want to say that writing in even smaller letters using his already established terrible penmanship is a bad idea, but...
Okay, all good. Thank you for the help.
No problem. June passes me back the notebook the class rep had lent me, and I try my best to smile and act like I wasn't judging his choices just now. Baby steps, I guess. You don't become good at studying overnight. In comes the group again. It's starting to feel like every time these guys show up, the story just gets worse. Just the worst moments happen when these people are in the room. While we're trading a few words between ourselves, I notice Shuichi, Saya, and Keisuke arriving from the corner of my eye, trading a few greetings while they start pulling desks together. Specifically in this route I'm talking about. Well, really Saya in every route, but specifically in this route. It's just when these guys show up, I'm just like, ugh. How you doing today, Rutherford-san? I'm fine. Feel a lot better now that I'm back at school. I was going crazy without anything to do before. Yes, I'm sure it must be good to be able to settle back into a rhythm. You have no idea. Rutherford is getting his strength back much faster than I expected, too. We had some trouble yesterday getting him up and down the stairs, but today was much easier. He barely needed any help.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too. He didn't even get winded today.
I go up and down the stairs a few times a day when I'm at home. It's good practice. You should be resting. Resting is boring. Rest is literally what the doctor ordered. He also told me to slowly start introducing a few exercises to gain back my strength, which, mind you, are working. You said it yourself. I barely needed any help getting up the stairs today. And by the time I go home today, I won't need any help going down either. You can't just decide to... That's alright, Keisuke. Let him. If he thinks he can handle it, then let him do whatever he wants. What? But...
Keisuke-san, it really is fine.
What is going on here? Yeah, it's not really normal to just let people fucking be fine, is it? It's not normal for this group of people to just sort of be understanding, is it? It's kind of odd. It's giving us whiplash, even in the game. I noticed Jun and Shuichi sharing glances just like they did yesterday. Something definitely feels a little fishy. For one thing, they're being way too accommodating. Is this really the same Shuichi who fought me because of a remote just a few days ago?
If you both think it's for the best, then I guess I won't say anything. Just be careful, okay? Don't overdo it and end up hurting yourself.
It's fine. I'll obviously stop if I feel pain or discomfort. I'm not a moron. Besides, I hate laying around all day. I had enough of that at the hospital. I get restless. Not surprising. You're used to being very active. You must be crawling up the walls, not being able to follow your regular routine. I can deal with it. It's not that hard to stay distracted. If you say so. Come on, don't be like that, Keisuke. You're gonna make Rutherford self-conscious. We're all trying to stay positive here, right, Rutherford? Right. Yeah, sorry.
You know, if you're worried, you could let Rutherford-san borrow one of your consoles. You have all the latest systems, including ones with lots of exclusive games that Rutherford-san can't play. That could help him stay distracted when he's home.
Huh. Well, that's not a bad idea. I hadn't thought of that.
Rutherford-san isn't usually the game borrowing type, so I don't blame you for not thinking of it.
You guys really don't need to worry about me that much. I'm perfectly capable of entertaining myself.
Come on, Rutherford-san, it's no big deal, it's just games.
Despite Jun's somewhat easygoing tone, I can more or less extrapolate his actual intent based on some of the things he's told me over the past few days. He wants to play the games himself. Let people help you, you ding-dong. Or at least, that's the gist of it. The ding-dong part might not be quite as accurate. Alright. Why don't you recommend me something you like, Jun? You play a lot of RPGs, right? Those are good time sinks.
Oh, I can think of a few. Okay, maybe we leave this part of the conversation for later. Some of us would like to actually talk instead of listening to a monologue for the entirety of our lunch break. Again, you're one to fucking talk, but I agree. I hate it when group conversations become a one-on-one between two other motherfuckers. It's always the worst when you're in a 3-person dynamic and 2 of the people just fucking take the entire fucking conversation for themselves. Yeah, I fucking hate that. I usually wind up being the 3rd person in that exchange. Phooey. Despite Saya's quick interjection to deflate June's nerd boner, okay, or it can probably get going, the mood on the table seems to be overall good. Even better than yesterday, it seems. Even with all that's happened over the past few weeks, I feel a sense of normalcy again. It's nice. By the way, Saya-chan, there's something I just remembered. I was supposed to ask yesterday, but kinda forgot. Yeah? Well, I did just quit the tennis club yesterday, right? I forgot to ask. What happens now? I mean, my quitting is pretty set in stone, but you're gonna need someone to take over my position, aren't you? God, why does everyone fucking just go fucking nuts? Like, Jesus. Oh. We don't need to talk about that, right? Come on, you guys. There's no reason to keep acting all weird about it. It's something that happened. We all have to deal with it. You don't need to be so awkward about it. I wouldn't bring it up if it were a problem. That's easy for you to... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you really about to say that's easy for you to say? Crap, I didn't mean to... Relax. I'm poking fun at you. You don't need to get so tense. Sorry. Seriously, you guys. I'm trying to stay optimistic, keep myself occupied, find other things that I can do, but that doesn't mean it isn't an adjustment. I got my hands full managing my own shit right now. Please don't make me responsible for managing your feelings on the matter as well. That's a really good point. I didn't realize we were doing that. You don't need to be so awkward all the time. Life goes on, yada yada yada. Just play ball with me and talk to me like normal. Play ball with me? That's an unfortunate choice of words. Oh, you're right. My bad. Oh, Shogun, don't laugh at that. That's awful. I'm sorry. It's just so out of nowhere. I'm stumped. I don't know what to say. I can tell. The look on your face is indiscernible. I will admit it. We have been trying to steer conversation away from anything relating to, you know. No shit. It was incredibly obvious. I appreciate it, but if I want to get my life back to normal, I can't keep acting like such a big part of it is some kind of landmine. Especially when it's still such a big part of you guys' lives. I want to be able to talk normally about it. That's completely fair. You're right, Rutherford-san. June places a hand on my back, smiling wryly at me in an attempt to show support. Ever since I played these games, that has become one of my favorite expressions. The wry smile. Like, genuinely. It's I don't know if anyone's noticed, but it's like my go-to expression to put on a thumbnail. I know if I wanted to play the YouTube game, it'd always be the shocked, wide-open mouth expression, but no, I really like the wry smile. It's just one of my favorite go-to expressions, and there's 3 of them on the screen right now. I love it! Well, if you really want to know, Kei-kun and I had been talking about what we do, and the point is, since Kei-kun is going to be captain next year, we decided to make him the new vice captain. Yeah. Nice! That was a good choice. Actually, now that you think about it, it was the only choice. Most of the other team members are even less involved than I am, and Kei-kun is the only other guy in the club that can play at a somewhat high level. Yeah, that was the thought process behind it. I'm glad you agree. Well, I'm glad that's settled. At least it's one less thing for me to worry about. You were taking this a lot better than I thought you would. I'm not made of glass, you know. Yeah, it fucking stings, but what else am I gonna do? It's not like I have any kind of choice.
Besides, I'd be lying if I said I had any real attachment to the title of vice captain in the first place. I spent a long time preparing myself for the hard, awkward conversation. I don't know how to deal with nonchalant Rutherford-kun. Well, sorry, I'm taking things well. I can try to fake cry if that would make you feel better. Please don't. Aw, and here I thought I might start preparing for when I pursue a career in acting. So not funny. So-chan! Sorry. This is good. If I can convince them to stop worrying and fussing over me so much, I'll feel a lot better. Having everyone on top of me all the time and treating me like I might break at a moment's notice is suffocating. I hate it. The sooner everyone starts acting normal, the better. So, Mr. Vice Captain, how do you feel about your sudden promotion? Me? Why are you... You're not secretly celebrating your newfound chance to prove yourself, are you? Because that would be quite a devious thing. I would never... That would be... Come on, Rutherford. Give Keisuke a break. I don't think he's at a place where he can joke about this kind of thing yet. Thanks, Shuichi-san. Somehow implying that you are... Josh... You're the last person I would imagine coming to Keikun's rescue, Shoichi. I'm not that bad.
No, Rutherford-san's got a point.
Whose side are you on?
Rutherford-san's!
Figures.
Now that you mention it, I guess that's true. You two have gotten a bit chummier lately.
We're just getting along better. It's no big deal. It just serves to further support my alternate universe theory. The what? Come on, tell me it doesn't make sense. I get hit by a car, a classic trope, and when I get out of the hospital, everything is just slightly different than it was. Maybe I got transported to an alternate universe, like an isekai manga. You fucking dork, dude.
That would be the lamest isekai ever.
That's stealing the lines. Hey, that's what I thought too. I know you're the one who went through it, so we have no right to tell you what you of all people can or can't joke about, but that's some dark humor right there, man. It's funny, admit it. We're not some kind of Mandela effect. That would be ridiculous. That's what it was called. I could remember the name for it. You're unbelievable. Come on, it's not that bad. If I can find it funny, then why can't you guys?
It's okay, Rutherford-san. At least you tried.
I thought you were about to tell me that my joke was funny.
No. I did promise you that I'd be more honest from now on.
Get him, Jun-kun. Oh, sure, now you laugh. Damn straight.
By the way, Rutherford-san, you know that song I was playing yesterday? I found a violin accompaniment for it online. I could play it on my phone alongside my piano. Would you like to hear that sometime later?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure, that sounds great. Despite that somewhat tense atmosphere always hanging around on the back of our minds, little by little, I can start to see things going back to normal. Or at least as normal as they can be. They might complain about the dark humor, but my jokes seem to be easing the mood a little. And hey, if a few dark jokes are all it takes to steer this ship back to port, it's a small price to pay. The one thing I do notice is just how perceptive June actually is underneath that dorky attitude he has most of the time. Whenever I start feeling uneasy or begin to space out due to bad thoughts, he stealthily rubs my back or brushes his tail against mine underneath the desk. That, or he redirects the conversation to a different subject entirely. Am I having my emotions managed right now? Is that really what my life has come to now? I guess it's not terrible, but I never imagined June would be the one doing it. It really is dashing all my preconceptions about him one by one, huh? I guess I did sign up for it, didn't I? I'm finding out a lot of things about June that I didn't know, or that I thought I knew, but were actually wrong. Is this what dating is like? Ah, now my face is getting all hot again. A few more goddamn hours later, the sudden feeling of having my cheek poked over and over causes me to wake up from my daydreaming. Shake my head as if I were trying to get rid of drowsiness before looking over at the chubby tiger standing up and looming right next to me. Huh? Do you need something?
You know that class is over, right?
Huh? Quickly take a look around, realizing that most of the chairs are now empty. A few students still hanging around, or those known to not be a part of any clubs, and even they seem to be on their way now. When did that happen?
About 10 minutes ago. I was standing here and waiting for you to notice me, but you kept staring into space.
Are you kidding me? Well, let me know sooner! Don't just stare next time, do something!
I did. I poked you until you snapped out of it.
Sooner! Do something sooner!
Excuse me, but I don't recall it being my job to keep track of whether or not you're paying attention to class.
Still not used to him saying stuff like that. Sorry.
It's cool.
It's scary just how quickly June can change tracks. Go from staring at me so coldly just 5 seconds again to just 5 seconds again to flashing a gentle, innocent smile, complete with his tail slowly swishing back and forth behind him. For maybe the first time in my life, I feel like I'm no match for him. Are you heading home now that I'm back in reality? Yup, the good memory.
That depends.
Depends on what?
On whether or not you want to spend time together? Duh. Why do you think I stayed and waited this whole time for you to say something?
Oh, really? You want to hang out again? Even though we spent all of yesterday together?
Well, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I?
We are, is it natural for me to want to spend time together? Or do you dislike the idea that much? No, I didn't mean it like that. That's not what I was just surprised. I thought you need to spend time practicing today since you didn't get much done recently.
I'm fine on that front. I still have time until my next competition, and my set list is already decided. I'm not worried. I'd rather spend time together when we can.
Yeah, you're right. I feel the same way. Damn it. Even though he said he wouldn't put on an act to make me find him cute anymore, he's still really cute sometimes. Stupid giant cat with a stupid bushy face and his stupid stuttery voice. Yeah.
Rutherford-san, you might want to try keeping that stuff to yourself next time. Just a thought.
Wait, did I say that out loud?
Not out loud, but yeah.
Kill me!
It's okay. I'm glad that you still find me cute. I promise that wasn't on purpose, though.
No, seriously, end me right now. Just put me out of my misery.
You better not be thinking of anything bad.
I'm not. I swear I'm not. I think. Does asking for someone to kill me count as being bad? I get up from my chair, grabbing my crutches, and what the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Fucking ambulance just went by my house. I'm sure that's not a problem. I get up from my chair, grabbing my crutches and the rest of my stuff, using that opportunity to hide my embarrassment. So, you want to hang out, right?
If that's okay with you.
Did you have anything in mind?
Nope, I don't really care what we do. I just want to spend time together.
Completely improv, huh? Well, if it's up to me, then do you mind coming with me? I already had some idea of how I wanted to spend my time after class, if you're okay with those plans, and...
Of course!
That was easy, at least. June and I walked together, unlike everyone else who walks either right behind me or right in front of me, as if they're expecting to need to catch me at any moment. June walks side by side with me, which is also pretty easy when not only are there very few people in the hallways, but the ones who are still around press themselves against the walls the moment they notice me, like the Red Sea opening up passage. You can't tell whether to be glad or annoyed with the special treatment. At least Shuichi and Saya stayed true to their word. I didn't see a single sign of them waiting around to help me up or down the stairs. Thankfully, climbing to the roof on my own took a little time, but it wasn't difficult.
The roof? Your plan for today was... the roof?
Yeah. I have to admit, the disappointment in June's face is kind of funny. I wanted to lie down and relax for a bit.
You spend most of the day spacing out and ignoring class. How much more relaxed can you get?
You don't need to put it like that. It might sound silly, but I haven't come here in a while. I've always liked hanging out here. There's rarely ever anyone else around. The view is nice. It's a great spot for cloud gazing. There's almost always a comfortable breeze. It's a great place to nap. But despite all that, I haven't been able to come here since before the accident. I miss it. I guess a little part of me felt like, how do I put it? Like if I could come here and relax like I always used to do, maybe would feel like things are finally back to normal. June's eyes go wide, and the tiger makes the same kind of high-pitched, throaty sound that I can't quite describe in words. He immediately looks down at his feet, his ears twitching as he crosses his arms, rubbing his elbow. Now I feel bad for saying that. It's okay. It's not like you knew my reason. Whoa! Oh, hey, I even said whoa. I didn't know I was going to say that. Suddenly, I am enveloped by a mass of fluff and fur as June wraps his arms around my neck and buries his face on my shoulder. June! Sorry. I said something mean without thinking. It wasn't that bad. A pretty normal reaction. Still... Despite me trying to reassure him, June's grip around me only grows tighter. June... The tiger looks up at me for a second, giving me a clear view of his hazelnut eyes and his reddened cheeks. At that moment, I stopped trying to reassure him entirely. All the words escaped me just like that. After holding my gaze for a second, June pushes his face down against my shoulder once again, this time a little more forcefully. I feel a slight twinge for the briefest moment, but the thought of telling him that doesn't even cross my mind. Instead, I gingerly wrap an arm around the tiger and gently rub his back while keeping the other one securely on my crutches to avoid both of us tumbling down to the floor. Not tumbling down to the floor is pretty high in my list of priorities. June rubs the tip of his nose against me and nuzzles my shoulder in silence, his tail swishing back and forth leisurely behind him. It's kind of fun to watch it swishing like that. Sorry, I kind of didn't ask for permission. I didn't ask for permission before trying to kiss you the other day. I figured this makes us equal. That's true. He's so warm. I thought that to myself the last time we hugged, but June really is warm. And I don't just mean his body. Your heart is going crazy. I can hear it. Yeah, it really is. Is it bad that makes me happy? Yes, it's terrible. You should be ashamed. Too bad. I'm not. Unbelievable. I know. June pulls away from me, looking down at the ground with an adorably red face and a coy smile. All hugged out. I could do with some more, but you came here to lie down and relax. There's no point if we're standing around. I don't know. I think this might count as relaxing. No, I don't want you to change your plans because of me. I want you to do what you came here to do. Well, there's just one thing. A thing? What thing? I might not have thought things through, though. I mean, how am I going to lie down on the floor? It's a bit difficult to do without bending my knee, especially when I'm on crutches. Oh! Yeah. Let it never be said that I'm a smart man. Sometimes I really am not a smart man. I'll help you. It's not a big deal. Not to be rude, but I don't think you can. Just don't look at me like that. I'm not that weak. Okay. Settle down. No need to make a fuss over it.
I mean it. Don't look down on me.
With a little bit of help from June, not to mention a lot of time, I am able to lie down on the floor at my usual spot, using my bag as a makeshift pillow and June's leg under my knee to keep it in a comfortable position. June, on the other hand, refuses to fully lie down, instead merely sitting up next to me. Are you sure you're cool with this? You can take your bag and lie down too.
It's fine. I don't want to lay down.
You sure? It can be pretty relaxing. There's a nice breeze, and
You can look up at the clouds. I know.
he stays silent for a little while. I instead do as I always do and watch the clouds going by quietly. I don't care about trying to figure out what shapes they are or check how fast they're moving. I just watch them drift. I'm good with that. Focusing on the clouds as they drift. It's oddly soothing.
You know, this kind of reminds me of something.
Yeah? What's that?
I'm pretty sure this is exactly where I was sitting when I confessed to you for the first time.
Oh. It's okay. You don't need to feel awkward about it. Have I already mentioned that I'm sorry about the way I reacted that night? Because I really am sorry.
You don't have to apologize. I caught you completely by surprise, and you weren't ready for it. I was feeling under the weather, and I jumped the gun because I wasn't thinking straight. Besides, if anything, the problem we had that night wasn't your reaction. It was your lack of a reaction.
Oh, so that's what we're doing now? We're picking apart what happened that night?
Just being accurate, that's all. You know, cross my I's and dot my T's.
Pretty sure it's the other way around. Oh yeah. Messed up the saying on purpose, didn't you?
Did I?
Gotta hand it to him. He's a lot wittier than he looks. You wouldn't be able to guess just from looking at him. Yeah, he's this sharp. Granted, he's still an idiot, but he's a sharp idiot. He's my idiot.
But you know, all in all, I'm not too broken up about it.
About what? That confession?
It was tough to go through it, but I can't complain too much. In the end, it did end up bringing me closer to you.
All's well that ends well?
Something like that.
Oh, I'm not too broken up about that in specific. Not to say that I'm not broken up, just in a slightly different way. A bit more south, really. Around the knee region. Yikes! That joke wouldn't even be funny if it wasn't too soon. The others are right about it being too dark. I seem to recall you backing me up earlier today.
That's different. I've been through something similar. I know we sometimes do or say weird things to cope. I know you're trying to find something about your situation to poke fun at, but don't force yourself too much. There's no point in trying to put everyone else at ease if it comes at the cost of hurting yourself.
Sheesh. You really saw right through me to that extent?
I told you. I've been around the block once or twice.
I suppose. Still can't get over how different you talk, though. That might be the hardest thing to adjust to for me.
Oh, shut up. I don't sound that different.
The sound of June's laughter is a lot nicer than I thought it'd be. It's weird. When I first noticed how he seemed to have figured out my bluffs, I was anxious about it. Does knowing more about what he's been through really make me that much more at ease with it? I didn't think I'd be able to joke about putting on airs for the others with anyone. Not this easily, at least. It's nice to feel understood. And it's nice to not feel judged. Was it bad?
Was what bad?
You know, adjusting. after you found out about... Actually, never mind. You tried to... I mean, of course it was bad. That was a stupid question. I'm really sorry. Forget I was... Settle down. I try sitting up so I can apologize for being insensitive, but June places a hand on my chest and gently nudges me down. I know you don't mean anything by it, and I did tell you I'd be honest with you from now on. I don't mind talking about it with you. But to answer your question, yeah, it was hard. But your situation is really different from mine. I was still a little kid, and I got shipped out to a boarding school soon after because my parents thought it'd be best for me to have 24/7 care. Even if it meant being separated from my friends and family. Besides, it's a lot harder to make a kid understand why he can no longer see his friends or play sports or hug his mom when he's scared because she's just too far away. Not to say that I think your situation is any easier than mine was. Please don't take it that way. I'm just saying that it's different. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I guess you're right. June moves his hand up to my forehead, gently stroking it and running his fingers through my fur. If this were anyone else, I'd tell him to cut it out or I'd push their hand away, but right now, I don't feel like I have that fight in me. Besides, if there's anyone I feel comfortable being touched by right now, it's him. Of course, that doesn't mean I don't know what you're going through. Well, our situations are pretty different, but I know what it's like not being able to do what you love. I know what it's like being annoyed that everyone around you suddenly starts treating you different. I know what it's like to lie about how you're feeling because telling the truth is just too exhausting. I don't want you to feel like you have to lie about how you're doing. Not to me, at least. So I won't push. I won't hover over you all the time or treat you like I think you're gonna break down at any moment. If you feel like you're gonna break down, or if you feel like you need someone to keep you company, I'll trust that you'll tell me, and I'll be there for you when you need me, but I won't hover. You're not some little kid. I know you can take care of yourself. You know what you need better than anyone else. Okay? Thoughts? Rutherford-kun? No, I mean... Yeah, of course. Of course, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I've been thinking this whole time. June really did catch on to how I was feeling about this whole thing. No wonder he's been giving me space lately. A tightness forms my chest as a newfound sense of appreciation for this sweet, silly tiger begins to stir inside. Thank you. You're welcome. I feel a tension I didn't even know I had around the back of my neck, and shoulders begin to ease up ever so slightly. June and I continue to sit and relax, quietly enjoying each other's company. Little by little, I can tell we are becoming closer.